This is Pastor David's Daily Bread Guide message. Today's chapter is Deuteronomy chapter 34. Moses died and Joshua succeeded him as a leader of the Israelites. In the chapter, Moses died. He was an outstanding leader who gave his life to the Lord and who led the exodus of the Israelites, who led the years of wilderness. However, he couldn't enter the land of Canaan because of his disobedience, which is just one time. So he reacted with his emotion, and which led his life without entering the promised land. His emotional reaction was the cause of this result. So if we face some circumstances, then if we react with our emotion, this is very, very dangerous. We need to control our emotion. This is very important for us as an attitude of Christians. This is also same as David. He said God evaluated him that he's according to his heart, but who did adultery because he couldn't control his emotion. This is also same with Peter, who denied Jesus. So I bless all to control your emotion. Do not react to any situation with your emotion. So let's look into today's chapter. Moses spent his first 40 years at the royal palace of Egypt. And the next 40 years, with patience, to be prepared to be used as a leader of the Israelites for Exodus. In the last 40 years, he led the Israelites in the wilderness. Verse 7, let's look at verse 7. Moses was 120 years old when he died, yet his eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone. From this scripture, we know that Moses died not because of his physical weakness, but he died because his mission was ended. He was a great leader who was devoted to the Lord, who was loyal to the Lord, and he was the same. But his mission of leading the Israelites out of Egypt to the land of Canaan, his mission was finished, and God took him. So when the mission is finished, he was called to the Lord. Verse 9, now Joshua son of Nun was filled with the spirit of wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on him. So the Israelites listened to him and did what the Lord had commanded Moses. So Joshua succeeded Moses. It's very important to transfer the leadership to the next leaders, like Moses to Joshua. But the one who succeeds such leadership, I should fear and revere the Lord. We should have the absolute faith. We should be loyal and should be the person of love. But overall, it's important that we as a leader also need to succeed our leadership to the next ones. And this transferring of the leadership is very needed and important. Verse 10 to 12. Since then, no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face, who did all those signs and wonders the Lord sent him to do in Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his officials and to his whole land. For no one has ever shown the mighty power or performed the awesome deeds that Moses did in the sight of all Israel. This is the evaluation of Moses, the great leader who did all the signs and wonders. And one has ever shown the mighty power and performed the awesome deeds. In conclusion, if we have the covenant that's coming from the Lord, this is very important that we have the promise, like God gave to Moses and the Israelites. But beyond this, additionally, we need to have regular fellowship with the Lord. Even though we have the covenant and the promise and receive from the Lord, it's needed, it's necessary to have regular and daily relationship, fellowship with the Lord. So I bless all in your busiest days. I bless you. Keep the core values, words of God, prayer, praising the Lord, in order to keep such deep and intimate fellowship, relationship with God. So I bless you all. Shalom.